There's a trap that many of us has fallen into. The trap of, I'll feel happy when. The trap of, I'll be okay when. I'll be happy when I got that job. I'll be happy when I get that promotion. I'll be happy when I have a baby. I'll be happy when I have a family. I'll be happy when I get into a relationship. I'll be happy when I get into shape. I'll be okay when I finally have my own place. I'll be okay when I get to retire. There are so many forms of this, and maybe some of you can relate, but I spend so much of my life in this chase. And it seems so convincing, especially based on everything we've been fed about life, about what a successful life looks like, about where happiness comes from, about what you need so that you can feel okay within yourself. I spent so long chasing, striving, trying to get to a certain place where I'll eventually just feel happy and okay, and I can finally relax and rest. For a long time, that's all I did. Building a business, leaving my job, getting into relationships. I thought I'd be happy when I got into a relationship, but things just continued the same. I thought I'd be happy when I hit my first 10K month. Things were just the same, even after that. I thought I'd be happy when I left my job and was finally doing something that I loved. Again, it just became the same. I thought I'd be happy when I was able to move abroad and live somewhere else. Again, things just leveled out and stayed the same. It's this constant spiral of seeking and searching that I realized I was living in. And maybe you can relate. Maybe there's a form of this for you too, where you feel once you get to the certain point, things will be okay. Once you get to a certain point, then you'll be happy. Has it been working? I'm curious, I would love to know, because from what I've seen, there's always the next thing. There's always another one, always another thing to chase, always another thing to find so that you can eventually be okay and be happy. And you forget that the very thing you were originally searching for, you now have. How does that make any sense? Upon reflection, for me, from what I've been seeing so much clearer now compared to when I used to, is that it's a bit like a black hole. When you think of a black hole, it's something that can never be filled. It's a void. It's something that is infinite. It can never be filled. So no matter what goes into that black hole, it's never going to feel full. It's never going to feel whole. And this is what we can do to ourselves. This is what I've done to myself when I've come from that place of I'll be happy when, I'll be okay when. Because I never got there. I never arrived. No matter what happened, no matter what changed, there was always something else that was convincing myself this is what I needed in order to feel okay. It was a trick. It was something that I was so convinced of, but it just wasn't true. If any of this is making sense, if any of this is something you connect with or you've noticed within yourself, then this is really something you may need to hear, because from what I've seen, so many of us go through this. So many of us are falling into this trap of I will be happy when, I will be okay when. The thing about a black hole is that it's insanity to feed it. Think about it. It's insanity to feed something that can never be full. If something is never going to be filled, why would we keep feeding it? And this is what we do. Oh, when I get to this place, then everything's going to be okay. And then there's another thing. How do we get around this, right? How do we fix it? What I've begun to notice is that no amount of feeding that part of our mind, no amount of giving it what it thinks it wants is ever going to fill it. And something really interesting happened when I stopped searching. I stopped trying to fill it. I stopped entertaining the thought of I'll be happy when. You know those images of when someone's walking in a desert and they see a mirage in the distance, and that mirage is, oh, that's where the water is, right? Once I get to that place, I'm going to get the water and it will be fine. And when they eventually get to that place in the desert, they realize, oh my God, the mirage was an illusion. The mirage was never real. And now there's another one. Oh, there it is. Let me go and find the next mirage. And it's just a continuous cycle of searching and never arriving. Why would we go to our graves doing this? If I stop searching, if I stop seeking, if I stop entertaining the thoughts of I'll be okay when, something really interesting began to happen. I started to come from a place of okayness. There's a distinction. Rather than seeing being happy or being okay as a place to get to, it began to be a place that I was coming from now. Imagine if you've already arrived. If there was nowhere to get to, there was nowhere to be, there was nothing to do, you've already arrived, you're already here, you're already okay and happy. It becomes an adventure, it becomes an exploration, it becomes something so much more fun. This is why when we're young and we're just exploring, everything's an adventure, everything is about curiosity and wonder. And we're not searching and seeking and chasing, trying to fill some void that can never be filled. That part of our mind that searches, it's just misunderstood, and that's okay. But if we start to observe it, start to notice it, start to see, oh, this part of our mind doesn't actually need to be given attention anymore. That space of okayness and happiness emerges from within. And that's when things get really interesting. If you ever watched Pirates of the Caribbean, it's a really great movie, but you'll be familiar with Jack Sparrow, right? And then there's Will Turner. If both of them were going to go on an adventure, they would likely do it from very different places. Will Turner, to rally his crew, might say, all right guys, we got to get to this island in this specific amount of time, and we got to make sure we hurry up and just get the objective done. And it doesn't sound like a fun adventure. It sounds like such a boring way to go about it. Jack Sparrow, he is the adventure. If he was going to rally a crew, he'd say, all right, we're going to sail the seas, we're going to have some fun, we're going to find some treasure. We may not know exactly where we're going, but we're going to figure it out along the way and just have fun in the process. People are going to be way more drawn to Jack Sparrow's adventure than Will Turner's, right? Because you're going for the adventure, for the exploration, not trying to get somewhere. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't have goals, don't have dreams, don't have things you want. But if we come from the place of being okay now, being happy now, then the rest of it is just a cherry on top. The rest of it is just adventure. The rest of it is just fun and playfulness and curiosity. And this is something I've been leaning into so much more now, because I'm tired of chasing. I'm tired of seeking. I'm tired of always trying to convince myself that when I get this next thing, that's when things are going to be okay. That's when everything is going to suddenly fall into place again. It's bullshit. It never works that way. And it took me a while of trying to make it work to realize that's not how it works. Because the mind is like that black hole, that infinite void that is never going to be satisfied until you stop feeding it. Stop feeding the thoughts of, oh, when I get to this place, then I'll be okay. If you were to stop believing that even for a moment, even in this moment, just to take time to pause and quieten down and think, what if I've already arrived? What if I'm already here? What if there's nowhere to get to? There's a saying, wherever you go, there you are. Wherever you go, you take yourself with you, you take your thoughts with you, you take everything with you, because no amount of external accumulation can ever fill what's inside, because that's not where our feelings come from. Our feelings are always created from within, from our own thoughts. So how can it ever make sense that something outside of ourselves is going to change something within? One of the reasons I'm making this video is that we can stop chasing and start living. Start seeing the rest of our life as we've already arrived, and now it's just play. Now it's just adventure. Now it's just, what do I get to do today? Rather than, oh, I need to get to this place. If this is making sense, if this is connecting with you, tell me what your experience has been of it. Tell me what you've noticed on your journey, where you've sometimes thought, oh, once I get this thing, I'll feel happy, and then realize, oh, I feel normal again, and that's it. This thing around normal. Wherever you go, there you are. If you get that job, if you grow that business, if you have that relationship, if you have that family, if you retire, you might think, hey, I've made it. But suddenly your making it has become your normal. It's become the flat line. So basically, wherever you go, that just becomes your normal again, and then you start to chase. Do you see? It just becomes your new normal, because it was never where your feelings were going to come from. We've already arrived. We're already here. We've already made it. There's nowhere to get to. There's nothing to find, there's nothing to seek. You are it, and the rest of it can now become a fun adventure. As you can tell, this was a completely unscripted, free-flow video, but it was important for me to share with all of you. I love you all so much, and please tell me about your journey. I'd love to know more about you. Drop a comment, follow along the journey, and I'll see you on the next one.